have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And well, well, I want to welcome and thank everyone for being with us today. This is the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy E. Jones. It's a wonderful, great time to be back with you. And I tell you, we have missed you. I hope that you've missed me. I know that folks are saying, who are you? I'm that guy, your guy. I am Billy E. Jones, and this is Talk Beat Jones. I know you're saying, well, Billy, we haven't seen you in quite some time. I was on that vacation like many of you, and my date has changed. Remember, this is the Billy E. Jones, Talk Beat Jones, and I'm on Wednesdays from 10 to 11. That's every Wednesday from 10 to 11. And we have a repeat broadcast from 8 to 9 on Sundays. That's the repeat broadcast is on Sundays from 8 to 9. So remember, tell your friends they can watch. That's right. They can watch the Talk Beat Jones at its new time on Wednesdays from 10 to 11. We on that station 152. That's our local station, but you can, of course, pick us up every Wednesday on Comcast, Channel 90, the Roku Box, Amazon, Apple, all of the social modalities, and Facebook. And, of course, Facebook, we're going to have something special for you as we go along. But today I just want to kind of get myself back into the microphone groove. And remember, you can call us at 313-868 0342, 868-0351, and 868-4336. What is Talk Beat Jones for those persons who've never, ever touched us with a smile, who've never touched us with a dial, who've never gone through the fact of saying, this is what's on my mind. This is your show. We're not a show that I want to sit here and talk to you, just talk and give you facts and figures. I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to feel good about calling in and talking with me and talking to the world as we go around the world. That's right. We go all around the world. And so I want to speak to the world and say to you, I know there are problems. I know that there's a lot of anxiety. I know there's a lot of sorrow. I know that there's a lot of tears. I know that the rivers of sorrow is just going everywhere. But remember, if you continue to smile, if you continue to stay positive, if you continue to do what you know is best for you and your family, we too shall get past this and through this. So remember, keep a smile on your face, stay positive, and let that love pump through your heart. I am Billy E. Jones, and this is the Talk Beat Jones. So again, get on the telephone right about now, or do however you do on the social media and let your friends know he's back. That's right, he's back. But I'm totally in a whole new place. It's like when I came from Oakland in 2004 and came here. Nobody knew who that guy Billy E. Jones is. Now people know. But now they're saying, where is he? Where is he? Oh, shucks, he's quit. He don't love us no more. He's not willing to come into the studio and talk to us and let us talk. Oh, did he go back to Oakland? No, I didn't go back to Oakland. Detroit is my home. Cut me, I bleed Detroit. You got issues, you got situations, you got things that's on your mind that you want to talk to people about. Who do you want to call? You want to call Billy E. Jones, that guy. I am your guy. Whether you're a man or you're a woman, I am your guy. Yes, right? Call me. That number is 313-868-0342, 868-0351, 4336. Now, today I don't expect to have a lot of telephone calls. Why? Because it's like other time slots. When I get into those time slots, nobody's there. Nobody's there. But I guess what? You better get used to writing this number down. 868. Let's do it the right way, Billy. 313 868 0342, 868 0351, 868 4336. Hey, Tim. Oh, got it. Oh, he's, what? Hold on. Hello? Hello? Hold on, please. I'm going to do this one time, and I won't do it no more. The engineer is Mr. Tim Smith. That's all I'll say. I'm learning. I have a call right now. Good morning, good evening, whatever time you're calling me. It's a good time to talk to the world. I am Billy E. Jones, and can I get your name and what are you calling concerning? Hello? I'm talking to you. Okay. Good morning. This is
Mary is pissed off.
Huh?
Mary is pissed off with what's going on in this country.
Well, hold on, Mary. People don't know who Mary is. Who is Mary?
Why not?
Well, who is Mary? And sounds like you ready to step out on faith and let people know exactly who you are and where are you calling from?
This is Mary Buggs.
Mary Buggs.
And I'm calling from Oakland, California.
Oakland, California. Okay.
That's it.
Well, go right ahead, Miss Oakland, California. Mary Buggs, let me hear about you.
For Black Lives Matter, let me put it real quick. Yes, you protested and walking down the streets and all this and that. But don't have your people going around vandalizing like they did here in Oakland. I don't believe it was you. But get your troops in order. Don't that gives the other side all kinds of chances to come back at you. Number two.
Okay, so what are you? So essentially,
now, Black Lives Matter. Let me say this to you.
Okay.
You need to go into the black neighborhoods and tell them to stop killing each other. You're telling everybody else to love you. We got to learn to love each other.
Oh, well.
And right quick.
Well, let me do this.
Time is ticking.
Hold on.
Okay, Billy, go ahead.
Okay, I just want to say what you're talking about, the killing. Us at a funeral in Chicago, 64 people injured. 64. 14. I mean, persons being in Coney Island walk in and have a whatever and kill 3 people inside the Coney Islands. We are doing the Black Lives Matter protests and whatever progress that are being made concerning the police departments, etc. It seems to me, now I may be wrong, because like I said, since I've been off the microphone, I've kind of shut down. I get tired of listening to people on the radio throwing out their stuff, putting their swing on it. I get tired of listening to the different folks on the radio and TV doing it their way, speaking on things. But to me, it just seems like as I start to open my ears up and start to look, it seems that there is more killing in numbers with black on black again. I mean, it seems to be more.
Amen.
And I'm asking folks, why are we getting so? Why is it that now we are so quicker to shoot each other? Now I have something I'm going to talk about the police in Oakland. In fact, I mean in the Bay Area, but I just want to know, it's not just one area, but here in Detroit we're having an uptick in that it just seems so easy for folks to pull out a gun and use it. What's going on? Is it that it's open? Is it our mental state from this pandemic? Is it to the process where we just don't feel that our lives matter to each other anymore? What is your thought,
I
Mary?
believe that. Are you they're just that stupid? Now we have these babies from the drug era, and it continues.
Are you talking about?
Babies who grow up without consciousness.
Are you talking about the
They don't have a conscience. What are you doing?
Are you speaking about the?
Get real. You got to wake up.
Mary.
And then we got Agent Orange.
Mary.
Who I call the President of the United States.
Mary.
Man, you have caused more deaths than anybody.
Mary.
Now you're talking about put your mask on.
Mary. Mary.
Yes.
Remember, folks, when you are talking, remember there's a potential that it can be a two-way conversation. So as you're talking, don't just talk to yourself and look away. The person who's hosting the show may want to get into your conversation as well. And I simply...
Help yourself.
I lost my thought.
Well, like I said, I understand, but that hurts. We can go back to black-on-black crime. I was born in Chicago. That hurts even more.
Well, how long have you been in Oakland?
Black lives
how long have you been in Oakland?
Honey, make it matter.
How long have you been?
Mary,
Mary, you got to listen. See, folks will want to hear a two-way conversation, not just a one-way. Okay? Are you listening now?
I hear you.
Okay. The question was
emotional.
Okay, that's fine. Except you're on the air with me, and by golly, I want to talk too.
Go ahead, talk.
How long have you been in Oakland?
I'd say I've been in Oakland about 42 years, something like that.
Have you seen of late more shootings and killings in Oakland than in the past? Do you think?
Yes. Same thing's going on in Oakland.
Okay. Why do you think?
No matter where it is, it hurts.
Okay. That's great that you feel that way. I mean, it's that empathy. See, I know Mary. Mary has that deep empathy. You can't talk about people who are disabled, etc. What do you think about the mental state of folks right about now, Mary?
That's what I was going to say. What mental state? They talk about the new normal. I'm still wondering about the old normal.
Compare it.
What was normal about that?
Okay.
So I'm just saying, you're humbling yourself.
Well, okay.
Humbling yourself.
Well, okay, Mary.
Because I have a feeling it's going to get worse.
Oh, is there anything we can do about that?
We have to come together. How many times have we said that?
Hold on for a moment. I want to find out. Is anyone on this line? I'm talking to you if you're listening. Okay. I'm going to clear this line. Apparently, no one is listening. Okay. Okay, I'm going to clear the line. All right. Mary?
Yeah.
Now, right about now, in terms of Trump is sending the federal troops in.
Oh, Jesus.
What do you think about the fact that you have all the departments in the cities and the states, but Trump is sending out his personal people, his federal people, and the mayors don't want them? Hold on for a moment. This is the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy Jones. Who am I speaking with, please?
Herr Doctor here.
Herr Doctor, you've got to be listening. I called you out 3 times, but you wouldn't say anything. Please hold. Mary?
Yes.
So I was asking, what do you think about Trump bringing out his own personal troops? And is this a forbearing to what he may do if he don't like the way the election is shaping up?
This is abomination. This is abomination what he's doing. Going in there, cities, most of the cities, they don't want the federal troops in there. And I can see what the federal, just hitting people with billy clubs, doing everything possible to make a mess.
Okay.
And I suggest to President Trump, he's not my president, I suggest to you that you take them out of there right now. And I'm
Okay,
going
man.
to get off this phone and
All right.
say,
Thank you, Mary. Have a nice day.
John
We'll,
Lewis,
we'll talk to you.
I loved you.
Okay, we'll
And
talk
how
to you.
many John Lewis do we have? Thank you, Billy.
Okay, we'll talk to you next week, okay?
All right, bye-bye.
Bye now. This is the Talk B. Jones. I'm Billy Jones. And did I hear you say your name is the hair doctor?
You got it. Yes, sir. I'm here.
Well, hair doctor, I'm glad that I finally was able to reach you. I got you on the phone. Had been trying to talk to you earlier, but I tell you what, I've sat on that telephone trying to get into someone on the station, and it's not as easy. It's not as easy as people think to be sitting there and listening to people talk, and then the person says, "Oh, it's like, oh, are you talking to me?" So I'll have to devise a better way to let the person who is on hold know that I'm trying to reach them now. So go ahead, Hair Doctor. Talk to me. Tell me what's on your mind today, Mr. Hair Doctor.
It's
We
good
should.
to see you.
Mhm.
Good to see you back on TV, live and living color. As I talk to you, I'm looking at you too right now, WHPR TV 33. But besides that, I'm spotlighting one thing today: all the stress and strain that we're going through, all the headache we're going through. Remember, we got to put God back in our life first. And then when you got this stress and you're losing your hair, and one thing you got to do now, if you lose your hair, you got to find something that's going to help you out. Spotlight today is African Easy Silk Wild Hair Growth and 2000 growth treatment. You need to use that 2 to 3 times a week at night before you go to sleep. If you do that and get rid of the stress and strain, you will have hair back. You will have hair right growing so long, you should have to go get the barber shop more often. As I look at the host today, his beard is growing. He must be using some of that wild growth on his beard because his beard is growing really loud. But I'm not going to hold you too long because I do want to say this. Call area code 313-277-2319 for more information. But if you want to reach me on the next time I come on, I'm going to give you my personal number so you can reach me direct.
Hold on,
Thank you, Brother
hold on,
Billy.
hold on, Hair Doctor. Are you advertising?
Am I advertising? Yes.
What
Do
are
I
you?
supposed to be?
What are you advertising?
African Easy Silk Wild Hair Growth Treatment.
I mean, okay. Now, what is the African Easy Silk Wild Hair Growth Treatment? Now, I'm saying this fashion. There is a lot of folks who are on the internet who are selling some version of a wild hair growth formula. Tell me, why is it that the doctor, the hair doctor that has been featured prominently here on WHPR, WHPS for many, many years, who's been in this business for, I can't tell you, but why do you tell me that the creation that you and the wonderful, the great, the late, but never ever gone out of my mind, Mr. J.D. Hill put together to make sure that this black business is second to none when it comes to putting out a quality products, I should say, because the African Easy Silk Hair and Skin Line products has many, many, many products that it carry. And I want the folks to know as a statement here that Hair Doctor is a sponsor of the Talk B. Jones, Billy Jones show. So I don't do advertising for folks like this, but this is my sponsor. Go right ahead, Hair Doc.
Yeah, well, it's formulated, designed with us in mind. When I say us, people who are going through a lot of strain like we are going through today. Brother JD and I and the chemist formulated this with all the great products in it. For example, like black seed oil is a hair growth treatment, hemp oil, shea butter, African shea butter, black castor oil, and olive oil. You name it, it's in their product to help promote all those nervous spots and things to help to bring their hair back. I have proof right in front of me. My missus losing her hair, and I turn her on to that now, but she got a full head of hair. One day I'm gonna be able to bring that to and show you what I'm talking about. But if you got like the world of the day, slow down, Dave.
Now,
Like the world of the day, we full of a lot of things going on. Black on black crime, hate for everybody, and makes our nervous system bad. It works on your hair growth system, but this product is designed to help soothe that nervousness, that feed that hair follicle to help promote hair growth. Okay?
Tell me this: is this a product that's only for black people?
It's for anybody who having a problem. But it's formulated for black. It's formulated for black because we go through more stress and strain than anybody do seem like.
So if it works for black folks, it should work for everybody else even greater, better, because you're saying we go through more than other folks that causes some more
I
stress
would
and
say
strain.
so, yeah, because it's got everything into it to help everybody.
Okay.
But the only thing of it is, folks don't look like you and I. Their scalp is not as dry as ours. When they dry scalp, you need just more moisturizer and stuff into it. But our scalps are dry, so we need more good stuff in it.
Okay. Hair Doc, stepping away from the beauty process, what is your idea of what is going on right at this time with this virus, with us being confined, with all of the protest folks going out, and you see in many of the rallies, et cetera, and the protest marches, et cetera. As I look out, I see folks out there, no masks, and then we're seeing that they're talking about going through a second wave of this virus. Is starting to hit. Even your president has put on a mask from time for a photo op, and is telling folks now, wear a mask to be patriotic. Give me my foot, please. What do you think?
Well, I wear my mask every time I go outside because of the fact I don't have the virus. I haven't gotten the virus. But then again, it's a thing that we should do something to help protect ourselves. That's my take point on to it.
Well, you know, let's
you
do
might be a carrier and don't even know it.
Well, let's do this. You know, when people say, well, we have so many folks who have the virus, and we have so many folks who recovered from the virus. Now, let us look at the life of a person who have contracted the virus. All of that time that they have suffered with their organs, with their body, things going on in their mind. And let's say, okay, you get released from the hospital, you get an opportunity to come back home. Now, how long is it going to take for you to become back to your, quote, normal? See, folks don't realize that even though you make it out of the hospital, you are still down. You're still out. You still can't do the things that you were able to do. You may not be able to go back to work. You may not be able to participate in your family activities. You may not even be able to get up out of the bed and move around that well. Your life will have changed. So for folks saying, well, I had the virus and I survived. You survived to what means? What is your life like now? What is it? So the best process is to do everything that you can so that you don't be that person, and I'm speaking for myself too. You don't want the virus. I don't want to say, well, I had, and no, I don't want the virus. And I'm sure many folks say they don't want the virus, but there are folks say, bring it on, I can take it, I can handle it. And you grab it with all gusto, and you take it to your mama, you take it to your daddy, you take it to your auntie, you take it to your uncle, you take it to your grandparents. And when they say, well, we only have a few children who have died, we've only had a few children who have died. Is that your baby that have died? And I'm happy that only one out of so many died. But it's your baby. How do you feel about you not making and beating the odds? What do you think about that, Doc?
Now, I'm with you on that because you don't know who you're hurting. And that's why they said wear a mask. I haven't had it, as far as I know, but every time I say I really don't understand why people want to come put themselves in a predicament when they don't have to. Wear the mask. I was looking at a thing the other day where the man said, no shoes, no shirt, no mask, no service. And same thing at the store. We don't want y'all coming in breathing on us without your mask. We don't know what you got. Help to keep from spreading the disease. Wear your mask.
Okay.
That's what I feel about it.
Okay. You say wear the doggone mask. Somebody say fix the
wear it.
damn roads. We say wear the damn mask. Okay.
Well, I'm with you.
They're talking about the children, and they're talking about trying to get them, working with them in summer school now, and they're trying to get them ready to go back to school. Now, the one thing about that is that the children in the Detroit public school system is going to have a COVID-19 test before they can attend school. But it's come out that other school districts do not have to have this test for their children to go back to school. What is your thoughts on that?
I think all of them should have a test when we go back to school because you don't know what you're carrying. I think they all should wear a mask and be tested.
Oh, you know what? Let me do something real quick. I said 64 people were shot in Chicago. That was over a period of time. It was 14 people that was shot at the funeral in Chicago. That's a correction to Billy to itself. And remember, if you hear something that is incorrect on this program, the Talk B. Jones Show, you can call in and say, Billy, the fact is, I don't have a problem with you fact checking because I will fact check you. How about that? So, Doc, why do you think they are saying that the children in Detroit will have to have the COVID test, and the other school districts are not?
Really, I think they all should be tested. I think they should be because of the fact we don't know who carrying what. I just think they should do that. All should have to be tested.
Mm-hmm. You know, They say that the virus hits black folks more serious than other folk. So is it that, well, our kids are going to be okay if they come down with it because young folks are stronger, they have a greater immunity system, most of them don't have the pre-existing processes that is going to make them take the COVID and die, most of them. But the other folks, us, if you go through the process and die or get sick, you're potentially going to die or have some long-lasting problems. Well, Doc, I got to get ready to take a commercial break. And for those folks who are listening, I'm going to rattle off some things that I can talk about as we're getting ready to take this commercial break. Remember, take the numbers down, 313-868-0342, 868-0351, 868-4336. And Doc, we will see you a little bit later on the other half. Call later, okay?
I got you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great day now.
You too. Family, with that, we're going to take that commercial break, and we will be back with the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy E. Jones. Remember, the Talk Beat Jones on the air on Wednesdays from 11. No, that's wrong. Here we go. Let's take the break, and I'll do it when I come back. You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. And
The census doesn't matter. I don't see the impact.
Actually, Michigan gets $3,000 per person per year for 10 years to help fund schools, community food assistance, Medicaid, and more.
All right, I'll do it.
I'm kind of worried about my privacy.
The census is for everyone, but your data is not. Your answers to 9 basic questions will not be shared.
All right, I'm gonna do it.
Cool. Be counted today. Visit my2020census.gov.
We at Watkins Broadcasting care about the health and safety of our viewers and listeners. During this novel coronavirus pandemic, please protect yourself and others. Wash your hands well and often. Avoid touching your face. Cough and sneeze into your sleeve. Practice social distancing. Stay at least 6 feet away from others when in public and only leave the house when it's essential. Stay safe. You are important to us.
Fake Friends. Behind the scenes of the new dance show. Written by Mike Matthews.
Talking about my friends. How many of us are real friends?
Hey, it's LaWanda. Guess what? I'm going to be on radio and TV. I want you to be with me every Wednesday between the hours of 6 and 8 p.m. You and I, right here, WHPR TV 33.
It's Fake Friends. Written by Mike Matthews. Behind the scenes of the new dance show.
I'm going to give you the updates on this new sitcom entitled Fake Friends. I'm going to have my real friends with me on my show. I'm talking about Mr. R.J. Watkins and none other than Mr. Henry Tyler.
The sitcom Fake Friends.
I'm going to dish the dirt whose baby is that as I sip my teeth.
Who you calling fake?
Can we all just get along?
I'm minding my business. I'm just telling yours.
The new sitcom Fake Friends. Only on 107.3 FM. WVIE Virgin Islands. Simulcasting on Comcast. Channel 91 and TV 33.
Hi, this is LaWanda.
This is R.J. Watkins.
Coming to you to bring you some information about the #1 detox in the nation, Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn helps to turn the fat into fit. It's for you, a happier, healthier you, because you know healthy is the new beautiful. An all-natural way to improve your health. It promotes a healthy digestive system, attacks and reduces belly fat, as well as gives you energy. And to get yours today, call 313-868-6612.
Don't forget to exercise and eat right.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and All right. Once again, this is the Talk Beat Jones. Again, I am Billy E. Jones, and we're going all around the world. And we want you to let your friends know they can call us at 313-868-0342, 868-0351, and 868-4336. And we can talk about anything that's on your mind, things that's happening. You can talk about it. You want to share it? Don't keep it to yourself. You know, that's how you get that mental disorder, trying to talk to yourself, trying to think to yourself. You need to share. You have to be in a safe environment where you can share, talk. And on the Talk Beat Jones, they give everybody at least 3 to 5 minutes to talk. You know, if we're rolling now, you know, we cut it down to about 3-4 minutes. Sometimes I have an invited interview. I'll go longer. But basically, my program generally get calls. So I'm saying to you, I knew today was going to be a slower day because I'm saying, hi, I'm back. I am Billy E. Jones, Talk Beat Jones. I'm on the air every Wednesday from 10 to 11. Let your friends know. Tune in to the Talk Beat Jones show every Wednesday from 10 to 11. I'm back. See you then. All right. I'm going to just go through a couple of things here, and you can see the type of interest I have. Police have killed 110 people in the Bay Area since 2015, and outsized percentage have been black. How about that? How about that? That's just something you should know so I can understand why I'm saying to the West Coast, to Detroit. Now, you can write these telephone numbers down because we're going to take them off the screen. It's the way we do it here. I'm going to give those numbers to you once again. So write them down, and you can call in. The numbers, 313-868-0342, 868-0351, 868-4336. And write those numbers down because we're going to take them off the screen, and I have no idea when they're going to reappear, but those are the numbers, and I will give them out to you shortly once every so often, okay? Now, you know, we had the shooting of the black man who attempted to shoot the police officer when his friend was being arrested on suspicion of a prior shooting resulting in 3 deaths. Now, many of you saw that. We have controversy that's going about it. Some people saying there was a kill shot. I didn't see that part of the video. Only saw the young man reaching in his waistband or whatever and attempting to shoot the police officer in the head. And the other officers came up, and I believe there was 3 or 4 shots that was fired, they say, from the officers, and 4 shots was fired from the young man. Now, here's where the hearsay. They said that while he was on the ground, going down the ground, he was still shooting. I'll leave it at that. I'll let the persons who have great information fill that in. We also want to talk about the $600 million overcharge, on the taxes, and what is happening. Again, when the virus hit, all of the movements that was being developed, all of the great work that was being put together kind of fallen to the side. Some people are starting to try to come back, trying to get that enthusiasm about what to do about that. They're working on it. They will come back. It will come up. It will be. It is a big, big thing, and people want to get that together. Where you are now is, of course, it's about the evictions. It's about the evictions. Of course, now your protection has been removed. So you have to work with with your persons that own your property. And one thing, there's a process now where you can get the landlords to take up to 90% of what you owe to let you stay where you're located. But you have to step forward and find the agencies that's taking care of you and stay in your home. You don't want to be moving around right about now because you don't know what was in the home before you got into it, or the apartment before you get into it. So stay home. The school teachers, the teachers now, they're kind of conflicted. They love the students. They want to teach the students. They want to be with the students. But do they feel safe? Will the children be safe? Will the children be safe? Now, little children like to, when they got a friend, they like to hug and be close to them. What is going to be the system to tell them that's not a good thing to do, baby? It's not a good thing. You can wear your mask. If you wear your mask all the time and children see that, they will pick up on this like it's normal. Like it's normal. But the hugging and, that's my friend, how is that going to affect you? How is that going to affect the fact that your mother wants to see their grandchild? What are you going to do? What are you going to think? What are you going to think when your grandparents wants to see their children, see their grandchild? A dilemma. People are working on it. And there is this question of who is really behind the Black Lives Movement. Where did some of these new leaders come from? And do you support their methods? Do you support their methods? And I was watching the protests about the young man that was killed, Hakeem. And I was watching posted videos on Facebook, and I saw a group that said they were in Ann Arbor, white group, said they were in Ann Arbor when they saw and heard about this situation. They rushed from Ann Arbor to join this particular protest rally. And later they went back on and talked about how the police beat them and jumped them, et cetera, et cetera. So, is that something that they do to try to provoke folks to commit violence while they're in a rally or in a protest? You have to watch that. I know that many years ago in Oakland, California, the protests would start, and you'd have all these white folks coming all over from everywhere to get into the marches, get into the protests, to commit, as Miss Mary Buggs was speaking about, the violence. That's what they were doing. That's what they were there for. Not to be a legit protest, but to create havoc. Is that what's happening in some of these marches now? What do you think? How is Donald Trump going to bring in the federal troops Is it going to be like the Civil War? Is he trying to do like a Civil War? He got the regular police that the captains and the chiefs are saying, we don't want you. These guys are under my control, but Trump saying these guys are under the Homeland Security people. And it's brother against brother. I'm talking about flesh. I'm not talking about color. This group says, I'm following Donald Trump's orders. This group says, well, I'm following my chief's orders. What is going to happen when you have that type of standoff? Because you have some mayors who are having some very strong feelings and things that they want to say to Trump about bringing in his federal troops. Trump is saying, hey, man, I'm fishing. I'm losing. If I have to establish control for all of these places that they have these Democratic mayors and they have these problems, I'm going to establish control. Maybe they won't even vote. But I'm going to establish my control, because if I think that all the media is fake, if I think that the voting situation is fake, guess what? The election is not going to be one that I will accept. And I will have established the fact that you don't like it. I will send my federal troops into anywhere in the United States and take control. Is he setting up the role model for that? Keep your eyes on it, folks. You know, and many of you, when I'm sitting back, heard my conversations before, told you many, many, many times about what you were going to get when you got Donald Trump. And I told you that before. So those of you who haven't heard my voice, now you're going to be able to hear the voice again, because I'm not one of those say, well, we'll wait and see what Trump is about. You knew what Trump was about. The man was almost 70, and we're thinking that he's going to change. He's going to learn how to be a polite political person that has some compassion for folks, all folks. The joke's on you black leaders who felt that way. We, we go back to Rodney King, and we saw the officers just beating that man, just beating that man, just beating that man and beating that man. But hey, it was all right. They was within their jurisdiction of being okay. That we're beating to death. I was about 6, 7 months. We beat him to death, but we had to fear for our lives, y'all. We had to fear for our lives. You saw how he kept jumping around. I guess the jury believed them because they got acquitted. How about that? They got acquitted. But they said that the officers were going to start having some different training, some greater training. And we were able to see other folks before Mr. Floyd. Eric Gardner said he couldn't breathe and was dealt the chokehold. And everybody, so we're going to tell us that did not go all around and was not something that a note for all the police departments was not able to see. When they were talking about, well, we are going to go through and we're going to ban and work on officers not using that chokehold. The chokehold and the knee behind the neck. But what do you see? The first moves is the chokehold on the down, the knee in behind the head, neck. Why? Why? Oh, they're going to have to go back and they're going to have to retrain the officers again. So we're sorry about all the deaths that have come up and are able to be seen on the video of other black men that were killed at the hands of various police officers. And when I say police officers, we're not talking about where there was just one officer involved. We're talking about various police officers. And then we go through the fact that we say, well, you know, all officers are not bad. No, they're not. I've been pulled over and stopped. Fortunately, I've been able to have some officers who were true to their badge. But in Oakland, California, where the Panthers were developed, my folks in Oakland know all about what we call the corn-fed white boys coming from the South. And yes, I feared for my life at a stop. And I'm going to show you something. And people laughed because it was in the movies, seeing people do this. Yes, my name. Yeah. I'm going to tell you something. Folk, that's real. That's real. When you can see that the light that you're able to see out your eyes is about to be closed, and there's not a dang thing that you can do about it, nothing that you can do about it, you're at the mercy, and you hear this southern deep drawl. Oh my God. Got you back in the boxcars, trains, accusing you of wanting to be a burglar when you were found asleep in the back seat of your car. We'll talk about that again. But as a black man, yes, I have feared for my life. Last but not least about that, somebody, because in Oakland, we'd have had a system where we tried to help us black folks. We would drive around when we saw a stop. We would drive around to let the police know that somebody is seeing them, watching them. And fortunately, someone at almost 2 or 3 o'clock that morning saw what was going on in the dark, drove and came back around, and that's when the police persons changed up and they said, "Did you see that?" They came back again. That's when their tactics with me changed. But I'm going to tell you, you can be bold. You can tell people what you would have done if you had been there for Floyd. And I hear people lying their butts off. Yeah, you're lying. If I had been there, I may have been killed, but here's what I would have done. You're lying. You're lying. Come on, y'all. Come on now. Let's not just be braggadocious and say what I would have done when you know good and well that the police is telling you as they're whooping got a person down, stay back. Stay back. Just like they did with Floyd, stay back. And people say, well, if there's been somebody, no. No. Is that what, let's be truthful. Let's be truthful. Let's not tell our dreams to the public as though we're that type of person. We want to live. It's unfortunate that someone else is in that position. But all these people coming up with all this is what I would have done. How many times have we seen folks being in that position, being beat, being handcuffed and beat, with folks around? I did see one brother handcuffed, and his partner, the police was getting rough with him, and he got back out the police car, handcuffed, and ran to the police and tried to start shoulder bumping them. Yeah, I did see that. So I guess maybe some people would do something like that, but I wouldn't. And if you are a person who says, I love me, and it's not about being scared, but at the moment, what you're trying to do is self-preservation. Okay. Question: do you think that Donald Trump will leave the office if he loses? He's taken down Bush. He moved his picture. He moved Bill Clinton's picture. Never did deal with President Obama's picture. But I think the folks forgot Trump is a person that everywhere he goes, what he's doing is what? It has to have the Trump logo. Before I take this call, I want to ask this last question. Will Donald Trump finally lose it and show his complete true self in public when his base become more bold when hearing his dog whistles of white privilege? Will he lose it? Caller, you live on the Talk B. Jones. I am Billy Jones. Talk to me quick. We're down on the last few minutes. I'm talking to you, caller. Caller, I'm talking to you. Okay. Here we go now. Who is going to run for mayor? Who is going to run for mayor? Now, we've had all these radio personalities that's been trying to groom people that can that they may be able to be their consultant to have them run for office and have them be the person that could be their kingmaker or queen maker. But who's going to run for mayor? Who do you feel would be a good candidate to run for mayor? We've got folks wanting to change the city council folks. What are your thoughts? It seems that they've quieted the Charter Commission folks. Are they doing anything? Are they getting anything done? Do you hear anything of magnitude for the city that's going to make the charter greater, better? If not, why? What's more important, working or living healthy? They count the people who die and say we are doing good, and with the numbers going down, okay. Have you heard of the life-changing effects that this COVID-19 have left the people dealing with? If you are 65 to 70 or so, what are you thinking of when they say it's only really killing the old people? Well, what happened to 50 is the new 30? Remember when he's going all this, 50 is the new 30. 70 is the new 50. Well, what is now? You're considered expendable. You are considered expendable. And we can just get our lives back together and just, oh, well, they had a good life. They lived to be 60. Is that your feeling? Is that how you feel when you've gone through the process of trying to take care of yourself so that you can have a greater, better life when you retire and you're doing things that you want to feel society say, well, you're expendable? We can get sick, we can recover. But the old folks, they get sick, well, okay, oh, you know what, we might be able to get some things they got too. Is this where we are now about age, where we no longer celebrate folks having a long life, a good life? This is the Talk B. Jones. I am Billy Jones, and caller, you're on a few minutes of time. Talk to me, please.
Billy?
Yes.
Hi, this is Wynette. How are you?
Hi, Wynette. You're late talking to me. You're down on a few minutes, so go ahead and talk to me, babe, please.
Oh, that's no problem. I guess when you have a leader like Donald Trump, you know, it seems like everything is different to me. His attitude towards death, you know, it's going to be a lot of death. I mean, I've never seen anyone react that way to death.
To what?
So I think that what people need to understand is that this is my feeling. Unless I just cannot walk, I'm not going to the hospital. I'll try to nurse myself back to health.
Okay.
I don't trust situations because I do believe a lot of people that could have survived were just left to die in these hospitals. So, especially black people, we need to. But let me say this, Billy: don't underestimate the virus because it will kill, and it has been documented to kill. So, if you don't believe it, go back to 1918 and read, and it'll show you how it killed. So,
well, why would I have to go back to 1918 when we got folks right today? Right today.
Well, a lot of people don't believe.
Well, I'm
it,
concerned. Wait, Winnette. I'm speaking on the fact that we got folks that we know, we got family members and people that we know that are no longer here behind the virus. So whatever happened back then, yes, but I'm a right now, right here person, and I know people who are dying and who have died from the virus. I know people who are crippled and their lives will never be the same per se because they had the virus. They, quote, recovered. That is, they open their eyes, they open their mouth, they can breathe. But what else are they really able to do? What quality of life moving forward are they going to have as they continue, hopefully, being with us in this wonderful place called Earth? Go ahead, darling. I just want to, go ahead. I'm sorry. And to my supporters and to et cetera, I refrain. I've been off the microphone when I come back and I use terms of endearment, baby or darling. I will not use those terms, but again, I've been off the microphone for a minute, so I kind of slipped. Go right ahead.
I'm glad you're back, Billy, and you take care. I'll catch you next week.
Okie dokie.
All righty.
And
bye-bye.
listen, and Winnette.
Yes.
Now, see, this was the first day, and like I said, this is a day that nobody have expected to see Billy Jones at 10 o'clock on this Wednesday. But I'll do it this way. I want you and I want the family to know that every Wednesday from 10 to 11 o'clock, you will have a call-in program, Talk Beat Jones, Billy Jones, where you can call and talk and express yourself every Wednesday from 10 to 11. I'm back. I'm here to take your calls, okay?
Oh, okay, then.
All right, call and let people know he's here, but he's at a different time. And by the way, the show is produced Wednesdays live, and on Sunday, 8 o'clock, there's a replay. I got to go.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
All right, well, take care.
Thank you. And family, we do love you. We appreciate you. But remember, if you need to contact me by text, my number is 313-868-3111. Now it's time for me to move so the next program can be here. But again, I do love you. Tell your friends. Billy, he's on Wednesdays from 10 o'clock a.m. Bye-bye. Go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and